In this video, we're going to build the Google Map using the Google Maps JavaScript API. So first of all, let's go to the Google Maps developer website and then go to the web section. So you're going to need to get a key, okay? So just click on that and make sure that you are signed in, okay? And then select a project or create a new project. Okay, so let's give it a name. Okay. Okay, so here is the key. So make sure you save the key somewhere safe, okay? And then click on finish. All right. So now if you click on the Google Maps JavaScript API, go to samples and just click on simple map. You would need to get this link, okay? So you need to place this script inside our web page. All right. Just up to there. Okay. So let's go back to our index.php file and let's add a script at the beginning of the page. And let's paste our key in there. Okay, so now let's save. Before we go ahead, we're going to need to enable the key by going to the Google API Manager. So that's where we're going to find all the keys related to this account. Okay, so we need to sign in using the same account. So here's the project that we are interested in. So let's open that project and go to the credentials. And now we've got our key in there. Okay. Now we need to go to the library and go to the Google Maps JavaScript API, which is right there. And then we can see that our key is already enabled. Okay. So now we can go ahead and create our map. Okay, so to create the map, we're going to create a div, which is going to contain our map. So we're going to place the div right after the search form. Okay. And let's give it an ID. Google Map, for example. Right, now to create the map, we're going to use a JavaScript file where we're going to place some code. So let's call this file map.js. Okay, so let's go to our file FTP and create this file map.js. All right, so inside this file, we're going to first set the map options, and then we're going to create a function initialize, which will show the map when we load the page. So the map options are going to be as following. So we're going to have, first of all, the coordinates of the center of the map. So if you want to center the map in London, for example, you can just look for London coordinates and you're going to get something like this. Okay, so I'm going to create a variable. I'm going to call it my latitude longitude. Okay, and this is where we're going to store the coordinates of the center of our map. So the first element is going to be the latitude. Okay, so you're going to go for 51.5. It's going to be a positive number because it's north. Okay, and then for the longitude, that's going to be minus 0.12 because it's showing west. Okay, and then we're going to have some more options for our map. Let's place that inside another variable that we're going to call map options. Okay, and again, inside curly brackets, we're going to set the options. So the center of the map is going to be that point. Okay, so you're just going to use that variable straight away like that. Okay, and then we can set the zoom, for instance, to 10, and also we can set the type of the map. Okay, we have covered all this in the Google Maps section, so I'm just going to be quick in here. So to set this, for example, to road map instead of satellites, we're going to access the Google objects and then maps, then the map type ID. Okay, and then we're going to go for road map. If you want satellites, just replace that by satellite. Okay, so these are the options of our map. Okay, now once we load the page, we are going to launch the initialize function. Okay, so to do this, we're going to use again the Google object and then access maps, event. Okay, and then this time we're going to add a DOM listener. So the DOM listener is going to execute a certain action, okay, following a certain event. So in our case, we are looking at the load event. So the arguments for this function are going to be the window object. Okay, so you can see there that this is representing the window containing the DOM elements, okay, or the DOM documents. And the second parameter is going to be the event, which is loading the page. And then finally the function to execute, and that's going to be initialize, which we will define in a bit. Okay, now let's define our function initialize. So the function initialize is going to draw the map for us. Okay, it's going to draw it inside the div that we called Google Map. So we're just going to create the map here. So to create the map, we're going to use the map constructor and create an object that we're going to place inside a variable map. So we're going to define that variable right at the top of the file. Okay. And we're going to set that variable to the object that we're going to create. So we're going to use the keyword new. Okay. And the constructor is going to be map. So we're going to find it inside google.maps. Okay. So the constructor is going to take a couple of elements. So it's going to take the HTML element containing the map. In our case, it's the Google Map div. So we're going to guess the div using its ID. Okay, and the second parameter of the constructor is going to be the options of the map. Okay, so now let's save and refresh the page. Okay, so we don't see anything at the moment, and the reason why is because our map doesn't have any dimensions. Okay, so let's add some styling to our map. So let's select it using its ID, or the ID of the container, and let's give it a width of 100%. And also let's go for a height of 30 VH. So if you remember, VH refers to the viewport height. 30 VH means 30% of the viewport height. Okay. And finally, let's add some margin. So let's go for 10 pixels for top and bottom and auto to center the map. Okay. So let's save and refresh the page. And here we go, we can see the map right there. Actually, we wanted the map to be centered in London, so I'm just going to change slightly the coordinates there. So let's just copy paste these coordinates. Okay. And we need a minus there because it's showing west. Okay, so if I save and refresh, that's better. Okay. So in the next video, we're going to add the autocomplete feature, okay, as well as the route feature.